Good evening, all FMs. It's Paul Martin here. Welcome to tonight's edition of the Pandemic Paulcast. It is day 729, probably, or otherwise known as April 30th. So happy 6 days until Wine Wednesday, and as I mentioned last night, it's Potato Chip Thursday. Hope you're doing well and hanging in there. We have been making just continually churning out courses really over the last few days. So today, what did we launch? Marketing 4781, Poly Sci 1111, Human Resources Management 4841, Marketing 4471, Econ 2631, Geology 2071, MedLab 1611. As we get to the end of our list here for courses, a lot of these have one student, two students registered for April exams, but really we're going to be having, of course, more over May and June and July, so it's important that we get these up as quick as we can. And of course, a lot of those students are, even if there's just one student in that course, are waiting for the chance to finish their course so they can graduate or so that they can apply to another program. So we're really trying to deal with a lot of those students' urgent needs. One of the questions that's come up a lot, and I've got a little bit more news on that today, is about May and June exams. We're working on an announcement that'll come out to all students via an email from Dawn before too long, probably in the next few days. That will include information about exams for May and June. So, but I can tell you that, and we're also going to send this out to you to drop into your courses so that your students know. So, I can give you a few of the details, and of course, it'll begin by saying, because of the ongoing closure of exam centers, all in-person exams have been canceled for May and June. And I expect that it's also going to be July and August. I would be surprised if we were up and running again for those before the fall, but you never know. So we're just trying to take it 2 months at a time, and I think that's a fairly safe bet. Even if they were to open in July, we would still need some time to get all that ready to move back in that direction. So all in-person exams canceled for May and June, but I would really caution against students saying, well, I'm going to hold out till July because I don't need my mark until August to, go into my next year. Really you want to make sure that they look at writing an online exam or one of the alternate assessments. So we're going to ask students if they were planning on writing their exam in May and will have completed all their course requirements by May 12th. So we're setting May 12th as the hard deadline for this, and I'll send all this in my email. Please send an email to exams@tru.ca to indicate that you are ready to complete your course. And please put May exams in the subject line and let us know, of course, what their student number is and what course they're in and everything like that. We'll do the same thing for June. So we'll say if you're ready to write it in June and you will have completed all of your work, which is again a bit of a departure for us, then let us know by June 12th and we will make sure that we have an exam for you. The reason we're setting a deadline like that is because there are bound to be some courses there that we haven't seen on our exams list yet. So it could be, again, one of those courses with one or two students where suddenly they're ready to be done and we're like, wow, we forgot we even had that course. We need to come up with an alternate assessment for it right away. So that'll buy us a little bit of time. I think in those cases we would probably aim to have an assessment ready and up and running by the end of that month. So it'll give us a little bit of time, and it'll also allow us to drop those students who are ready to be done with their course into those alternate assessments in time to complete them that month. As I mentioned yesterday, I think part of that is due to academic integrity concerns, but also we don't want students who aren't ready to graduate really or aren't ready to finish that course in there doing those assignments and sending them out to you to be marking when there might be students who really urgently need those marks to be finished so they can get through. I'd rather have those students finishing their regular coursework with you and then moving on to that final assignment. So that is where we're at. Once the students email exams, we'll be able to follow up with them and let them know exactly what's going to happen. And again, in most cases, when there are exams that are available in ProctorU, they'll see that final exam tab in their course, and that will give them all the information they need about completing their exam with ProctorU. So those students, unless it's a scheduled exam for ProctorU like we see at the end of the MBA courses, for example, those students will be able to complete them as soon as they're ready to do that. So it's really only for the courses where we have alternate assignments that we're looking at. The other reason we say May and June and we're not saying July and August, because we may have courses where we've developed online assessments, those alternate assessments that we might want to move to ProctorU as the summer goes on. We might say, okay, this is now a perfect time to move maybe with the previous exam onto ProctorU to just formalize that a little bit more, and we could be ready to launch that in July or August. So that's why we're saying May and June for now, because those alternate assessments might change, or our decisions about those courses might change before then. So sorry for the lengthy update tonight, but just wanted to fill you in on where we're at. Thank you again for all your support. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you tomorrow for day 1039 of the pandemic lockdown. Take care. Have a good night.